Hey, good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome back. So the topic for today is IUL. IUL, right? And I want to just quickly give you guys a better understanding, clarity, and knowledge of the IUL, right? And why I personally believe that the IUL should be at the very, very, very top of your financial portfolio. It should be the IUL and then everything else after. It should be the IUL and everything else after. So listen, we're going to quickly dive into this, right? But before we get started, I want to briefly introduce myself. My name is Maxwell Atkinson, and I am the CEO of Titan Evolution Group, right? So listen, let's quickly go into this, right? What is an IUL? Well, the IUL is simply a index universal life insurance. Okay, so it's pretty much a permanent life insurance policy, more so like the whole life. Okay, but the reason why I believe it's a whole lot better than a whole life is the fact that the interest rate potential for the IUL is so much more superior, than the whole life. Okay. Now, there's a lot of agents out there who prefer the whole life and things like that because it gives out dividends and stuff like that. We're not going to go into that today. Okay. But based on my 15 years of policy evaluations, okay, and I'm looking. I personally, when I look at investment and long-term planning, I'm looking at the longer picture. I think where a lot of people like the whole life is, they get dividends, so they get something like immediately or something like that right away. But when you're looking at the IUL, you kind of gotta think of it as an IRA or as a 401k, and that where you put money away and you put it away for the long haul. Now, you do have access to your money, okay? So your money's not like tied up and you cannot touch it for like 20, 30 years or anything like that. It's not that situation. But to me, I look at which vehicle is going to give you the most amount of rate of return, and it's going to be the IUL, okay? So we're going to go over the reason today why the IUL is so unique, right? A couple of reasons why. Number one is what? Safety. Safety, okay? Safety from what? Really from two things. Two things, right? The market, okay? And taxation, okay? The market and taxation. What does that mean? So when you pay a premium into a index universal life policy, right? The money grows and grow and grow, right? Some carriers give you a interest rate that can go up to about 12%, and that's the cap, okay? But when I say safety here, what I mean is when the market crashes, right? Most of these policies, you're still earning about 1% rate of return, which means you would never go negative. So for example, when the 401k goes up 20-30%, you climb up right along with it, right? I'm saying with the 401k, mutual funds, stocks, things like that, right? Okay. So the same thing happened with the IUL. Only difference is there's a cap of 12.75 with some carrier, right? So let's say the market is at 15-16%, they cap you at 12.75, somewhere around there, right? But let's say now the market goes down -15, -20, just like 2008, a few years ago recently and things like that, right? You are actually still earning. You would never go below 1%. So that's the safety part of it, okay? The taxation part of it is, ultimately, I want you guys to remember this. It's not what you make that counts. It's what you get to keep at the end of the day that counts. What does that mean? So let's say, for example, let's say you had a 401k, for example. Okay, let's say you accumulated $500,000 in your 401k. Okay, most likely taxation on this is gonna be about 35 to 41% in taxation. Okay, so let's just round it off. Let's say $200,000 in taxes is how much you have to pay. Okay, that's if you had, that's for the 401k or a mutual fund or stocks and things like that, right? Okay, now the unique part with the life insurance policy is same scenario. Okay, you save $500,000 inside your cash value of your policy, right? And now you hit retirement age, you want to start taking out distribution. You pay 0% in taxes. 0% in taxes, which now allow you to live your best life in retirement. So I typically ask my client this: if you know there's a vehicle out there that will allow you to pay 0 taxes when you withdraw your retirement income, would you do it? The answer is typically yes. But most people don't know about the IUL. That's why most people only